Hi, this is Amy Lohr from Oils Wonderland, and this is the new member orientation. So you've gotten a starter kit from Young Living. You've probably met me or someone from the Alchemic Oil team because that's kind of our sister team. And you're showing up to this meeting because you want to find out more about what's in your kit and also how to use Virtual Office, the online shopping platform. So we're going to go through all of that. And maybe you happen to be watching this because you're just curious, what does it mean to be a Young Living member? And, who's this Amy person and who's Oils Wonderland? So you get to know a little bit about that as well if you don't have a starter kit. So but this is primarily focused on unpacking the starter kit that you received, excuse me, and also going over a few basic uses and safeties and precautions, as well as letting you know all of the product education opportunities that you have and other classes that Oils Wonderland and Alchemic Oil offer, so you can feel more confident and empowered in the use of the products too. And excuse me, I guess I have a little bit of a frog in my throat today. We're also going to go over Virtual Office, which is Young Living's online shopping platform and kind of like the member hub for you, where you can get all your resources and all of the great things on there. And kind of talk just briefly about what's next, what else is accessible to you. And generally speaking, if you've joined the team, we've mailed out something to you. So I'm going to go over what some of those possibilities are, depending on what me or David Gamble, who is my upline and the leader of Alchemic Oil, one of us probably sent you out something, depending on what we had available. So I'm going to cover just briefly some of that stuff and how to use that as a resource. And then lastly, just what or any other additional resources you have accessible that you can use. So let's get started with unpacking the kit. So this is really the exciting part. Excuse me. I'm going to start with hopefully clearing my throat so I can talk. I'm going to start with the diffuser. So this was one of the boxes that you received. Now this is I'm specifically covering if you ordered the premium starter kit. Ordering with Young Living, there's a couple different options. If you ordered a Thieves kit, you want to get to the Creating a Toxic Free Home class or the Thieves 101 class to better understand what you got in that kit. But this is featuring the Essential Oils Premium Starter Kit. So first, you get a diffuser, and this is the most popular diffuser that people select in the kit. This is the Desert Mist diffuser. So you're going to unpack this out of your box, and I want to show you a few tips about using it. So first, you take the top part off, then you have this next piece, you take that off, and then you'll see, let's see if we can show this. Turn it around, there we go. Okay, you'll see this is where they use the ultrasonic technology to use sound that ends up creating the vapor mist that ends up in the air. So they don't use heat, which can deteriorate oils, or there's probably some other technologies, but ultrasonic is the best because it's not deteriorating the oils, which makes Young Living's diffusers some of the best out there. So you can see there's kind of this little ridge here. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and fill this with water up to that ridge. Okay. And there's a few tricks with this because you're also going to have in that box the cord for the diffuser. And you can see it has this component. Now that goes at the bottom there. Okay. It's a little bit tricky if you just put water in this. I've spilled this before doing it this way. I put water in first, and then I plug this in, and I'm like, and spilling it. So you don't want to do that, but you need to plug it in and make sure that this component is going inward, because if you have it like that, it's not going to be fully plugged in and you're going to think that it's not working. So make sure that it's plugged in like that, okay? And pressed in the whole way. And then you see these other little ridges down here. You want the cord to kind of sit under that and then place it down on the table. So the best way to not spill your water is to have this all plugged in like that, and then carry some water from your tap in a glass or something, and then fill this up to the ridge. That's the easiest way. I certainly have taken this whole thing over to the sink, filled it up. You want to make sure the water doesn't touch any of the outside components here, because the electrical components and the buttons are here, so you don't want to submerge this in water or anything like that. I know that sounds obvious, but you know, sometimes we just don't think too well when we're doing things. So don't get any water near the electrical components. So you can take this to the tap, you can bring it back and just carefully plug that in. You might just want to have a little jar or glass or something seated next to this, or in the bathroom or wherever, then get the water poured in here. Then you're going to add just a few drops of essential oil, and then you're going to reassemble it. So you make sure that that part is flush with the ridge part here. So you're finding that ridge and you're putting that on, okay? Or just move it around till it solidly goes down. Then you're gonna put this one on top and go ahead and plug it in and hit the power button. It's not plugged in, obviously, so you're not going to see the light turn on, but when you hit the power button, a light will turn on. You'll know that it's on. It'll start diffusing the mist up there. The other button is it's kind of like a light bulb button. Now that's the light setting. There's several different settings. So you'll just press that through and kind of like play around with that the first time, see the different light settings. And you'll go through, I think there's 7 different settings or so. There's also one setting that it will just cycle through the different colors if you want that, or there's a candlelight setting as well. So have fun with that feature. We use that with color therapy as well, just selecting which color works best for us and kind of the mood or what we're trying to accomplish. And then there's also a non-light feature. So if you go through all of the light settings till the very end, it will turn the light off. So you can use it at nighttime too, which is a great option. It will automatically shut off once the water runs out. So you don't have to worry about shutting it off. You can just leave it run. And we recommend that if you've already put oils and water in it, just let it run till it turns off, because eventually over time, the essential oils are going to diffuse in the air anyhow, if you put them in there. So that is the awesome diffuser that we have. I love replacing that with any of the candles that we might be using, because candles have a lot of toxic components to them. Get rid of those and use the candlelight feature with the essential oils and the aroma. Okay, so what else is in the kit? Let's open up this lovely box. So first you slide off that part, and then you have this little tab. Open it. Voila, you have all these great things. Okay, so you're gonna take off, I'm gonna try to show this as best as I can. You're gonna take off that top part. There's all your lovely oils inside. So first you have 10 oils here. And then see this little tabby thing. That's the easiest way to pull that out. So pull that out, set that aside. You've gotten the newsletter from Young Living. It's somewhere in the box. Take a look at that. You're going to get a good feel for the company, products, great tips in this. So every month you'll get this with, if you're on Essential Rewards, which I strongly encourage that, you'll get this every month. You want to check that out. And periodically, there might be some variation to the starter kit and what's in it, depending on what's in stock, or some style of things have changed. They used to have this Thieves all-purpose cleaner. I don't think that's what's in there now. I think instead you're actually getting the Thieves spray. So if you've gotten this, this is contains 70% alcohol, and also the Thieves blend. And it's a great thing to use like if you're shopping, or especially in our current circumstances, going anywhere to spray this on the surface, clean it off real quick, carry some tissues or something with you. And yeah, you're good to go. You've just cleaned that surface. And it has 70% alcohol, which is what the CDC recommends using to clean off surfaces and protect us against germs and things like that. So this is like an amazing tool to have right now. You're also going to have the Thieves hand sanitizer, which is 99.9% effective against killing germs as well, and is a great alternative to things like Purell that have bad chemicals and typically carcinogens in them. So, use this. And it has 65% alcohol in it, and along with aloe vera and the Thieves oil blend as well. Okay, then you have 2 packets of Ninja Wolfberry juice. So I don't have any classes scheduled yet or videos yet on the Ninja intro and basics, but I am going to get that out at some point. So, check that out or do some research on Ninja. Wolfberries are the highest antioxidant fruit that exists in the world. There's other fruit juices and essential oils added to this as well. So there's a lot of positive benefits to your health. Pretty amazing stuff. And then inside, you have 2 other oils in here. You have Stress Away, and you have Peace and Calming, and then you have these other 2 lovely things, if I can easily pull them out, maybe not upside down. Okay, I actually have one set aside here. That'll be a little bit easier. These are Rollerball Fitments. You have 2 of them in there. So you can see the little roller ball and the cap for it. So what you're going to do is, see if I can pull these out. What you're going to do is open your bottle of essential oil. You're going to pop off this here, which is the orifice reducer. And then you're just going to press down this roller ball and use the new black cap for that. What's great about that is now you have a way to easily just roll on the essential oils. Now, some of these essential oil blends do have a small amount of carrier oil added to them, and that would be listed on the ingredients if that's the case. If you have any questions about that, let me know. That's not the case with most of their blends, but some of them, they do that. If you want to properly dilute the bottle before you add the rollerball filament, then just get another empty glass amber bottle, amber tinted bottle. Empty out however much of the essential oil you're not going to use, and then add some carrier oil to it, so that one, you're not wasting it, because generally, like, we don't need that high concentration. So that's one of the ways you can extend the life. So that's a little tip there for that. But that's great that you get some roller balls to start. Okay, let me put all this back in here. We won't cover all the uses for these today. I do have, or will be having, the 12 essential oils class. Either I'm going to record that or have that live, or both. And I'm going to go over each of these oils and the uses. You also have access to a lot of different resources out there. And I'll talk about where you can get some resources so that you can start researching how to use these, what the benefits are. But we won't cover that today because we have so many other things to cover. In this other compartment here, you'll see there's other lovely things hidden. So these two things, essential oils, which goes over the oils in the kit, as well as some other oils, and some of the uses and ways to use them. So you can check that out. And then there's this lovely thing. Sorry that it's backwards, but Young Living Lifestyle. This is a great introduction to everything Young Living, and just here's all the different products, nutritional supplements, Savvy Minerals makeup line, personal care products, how to use the essential oils, what Young Living is about, and their seed to steel standards with sourcing, science, and the best standards out there to ensure quality and purity. Says some stuff about our farms, our principles. Names are red, Thieves. What else do we got? Sleek, which is our one of our weight management lines. Also great, just great for cleansing. Men's care, Young Living seedlings for baby wipes and things like that for your young ones. Animal scents, kid scents. So supplements and essential oils and other personal care products specifically designed for kids. Young Living Lifestyle. So kind of like, what is all this about? And when we're talking about Young Living Lifestyle, like what are we valuing? Well, first and foremost is that you're actually making choices day to day, and with the support of a team like Oils Wonderland and Alchemic Oil for You, that are here to actually help walk you through integrating this into your life. Because, I guess you could just kind of casually get this, but why? Why not just actually integrate it, learn how to actually use this in your day-to-day lifestyle so you can make the best use of your investment for you and your family in your household. Talks about essential rewards in this, the monthly auto ship program where you get rewarded points back for your monthly purchases. I have an essential rewards video if you need to learn more about that. And then it talks briefly about sharing, how to share Young Living because it's effective for you and you're loving it, and how to share that with other people, and how you can earn compensation for referring other people to Young Living, and how that can be easy, and how you can take that beyond simple sharing to actually do things as a business. We recommend people starting out initially just use the products, get familiar with them, ask questions, and then you're just organically going to start talking to other people about them. And we want you to know when that happens, that there's ways to earn compensation with that and how we can assist you. In here is also the income disclosure agreement. So anytime that we talk about earning compensation or business, Young Living's policy is to share that. So you have that in front of you. You want to take a look at that. And it's actually disclosing to you, here's what you can realistically expect as far as income. Usually people have some questions about that because it might not always be clear like what they're talking about. I will have a separate video just kind of going over this at some point as well. So when we get to the point of kind of talking about any of that stuff, I'm happy to go over all of that. And then it just talks about some of the other kits too. So that's a great resource. You also got a product guide, which I don't have in front of me, but it's a thick product guide, and it lists all of the current available products from Young Living. There are at least 600 different products. They're adding new products all the time. And that includes around 200 different essential oils, singles and oils blends, and all the other things that I listed. So you definitely want to leaf through that to get acquainted with what else is out there, and ask me some questions about, how those can benefit you. Okay, so that's what's in the kit. We unpacked all of that. Set this aside. So I want to go over some tips with safety and usage so that you feel confident that you can use the oils safely. I'm not going to talk about any of the other products as far as usage, but just, with the oils, because that's primarily what you're starting out with this kit. So the three main ways the three only ways to use essential oils is through diffusing them, applying topically, or taking internally. So talking about diffusing, we're primarily talking about that diffuser I just showed you, putting a few drops of oil in that diffuser. How much essential oil you're going to use is going to vary on how large your space is, and also, what you're trying to use the essential oils for as well. And do you need a higher or lower dosage? So the thing about diffusing and why I love people getting the starter kit is because diffusing is really the safest, easiest way to get started with oils, because you're dispersing the oils with water through a vapor over a longer period of time. So if you have any concerns about, how the oils might impact you or other people in the space, or it's the first time you're exposing the oils to someone, you can really regulate a low dose and disperse it over a longer period of time. So that's a good way to kind of get a feel for, do I like this oil? And I'm using this for the first time. And then as you just start using it all the time, you're going to want them in every room of your house, which is kind of how we have it at this point. At nighttime, we diffuse whatever we're needing to help us relax and calm down and sleep, or maybe we're dealing with a specific issue and we want to address that during the nighttime. And then daytime, for our working environment or school environment, oils that we might need during the day in the different spaces that we're in. So Young Living also has a lot of different diffuser options that you can add to your Essential Rewards or ER monthly order. The other way, if you're not diffusing, simple inhalation. I just put all of my oils away, so I want to pull one out. You can just simply open the bottle of oil, take a few breaths. You want to hold it away when you're exhaling because you don't want to contaminate by breathing onto it. So hold it away, exhale, and then close it up quickly because you don't want the oils to oxidize by leaving them open and exposed to oxygen. That can deteriorate them a bit. So preserve your oils by recapping them soonly. That's a new word. And then topically. So the thing about topically, anytime you're applying oils to the skin, you want to safely dilute them with a carrier oil. Now, I go through all of this in a bit more detail in my Essential Oils 101 or Essential Oils for Everyday Living classes. So if you have more questions, check out those videos or classes first to answer those questions. Or, reach out to me, Amy Lore, at the easiest email is info@amylore.com. So topically, you're diffusing the oils with a fatty carrier oil, which could be olive oil, almond oil, fractionated coconut oil. You're applying a drop or so of essential oil in that, and then rubbing it to the desired location. Keep away from any really sensitive areas, thin skin areas, of course your eyes, nose, ears, any sensitive areas. And you want to be careful with hot oils or cooling oils. If you're not familiar with what those are, or the oils in the kit that are hot or cooling oils, the thing with that is you're just needing to add more carrier oil. So even if you don't know, you apply that to your skin and you feel some warmth or cooling that you didn't expect, just take a bit more carrier oil, add that to your skin. You're diluting that and you should be okay. So internal usage, first and foremost, Young Living is one of the few companies out there that has gotten FDA approval, US FDA approval for being able to safely take their oils internally. And that's specifically with their Vitality line of essential oils. You can see, you know, the difference of whether you have a Vitality oil because it's a white label and it's, you can't really see it. Maybe you can. There's a, is it going to focus in? Probably not. Okay. There's a little label right there under the name of the blend that says Vitality. And then the regular essential oils that are not the Vitality, they have a solid label. Okay. And they don't say Vitality. So I think you have 5 different oils currently in the starter kit that are Vitality oils, which means they're all approved to be taken safely internally. And there's a few cautions with taking essential oils internally that I want to cover. The other thing to know is that the oils that are approved for internal use are actually come from the same vat. How do I want to say it? The same distillation vat of oils, and I'm not coming with the right word, but the bin of oils that are distilled through the distillation process. Basically, you know, when they get the essential oils at the end of that process, they will put some of it through the vitality testing, and the other just goes through like their regular 8-point testing or seed to seal testing. So you're actually effectively getting the same oils in either line, the vitality line or the regular line. It's just that the vitality line went through the whole rigmarole with the FDA regulations and got that stamp of approval. So we can't actually tell you that you can take any of the other solid label essential oils internally, only the vitality line because of that regulation. But for you to know that they are taken from the same distillation process. Okay, so cautions with taking them internally is that you need to know that just like applying topically and you have that carrier oil that you're using to dilute. The thing about taking them internally, if you're just putting some oil, essential oil in water, you have nothing to dilute it. And I know even in some of the materials you received from Young Living, they talk about go ahead and put your oils in water. You'll see a lot of material about that. You'll see a lot of that people posting on, just other distributors from Young Living. So with us from Oils Wonderland and Chemic Oil, we are more cautionary with that. And there's a couple reasons. So we actually advise against doing that. Don't just put your oils in water. If you've done this, don't fret. It's not the end of the world. just curb it from being a habit. And here's why, because essential oils are what's called hydrophobic. So as soon as you put them in water, they are inclined to repel from water. So go away from water and go to something that's fatty. Now, if they don't have something like another fatty substance, like a carrier oil, or a food that has fat in it, the nearest thing when you're drinking it with water, the nearest fatty thing is your fat tissue. So it's going to want to go really quickly to the fat tissue. And what can happen is your body has a sensitive reaction to that because it's potent, it's powerful. And especially in your mouth, we have a lot of acupressure points for our whole body in our mouth. So that's not really a place that you want to be overstimulating. And we have a lot of health and wellness professionals, herbalist, holistic practitioners on our teams. So we tend to be a bit more precautionary because of some of the things we know about the body and what to do and what not to do there. So what you can do instead is, if you need to take them internally, you want to emulsify them with something fatty. So it could be that you're using, maybe you want to take it acutely for some acute issue, and you want to put it in a gel tab with some carrier oil and a drop of essential oil. So at least you have some protection there with that fatty substance in that gel tab. Don't just put a drop of oil though in the gel tab, because that gel tab is going to dissolve really quickly and have the same problem in your gut. So the other thing is, if you're taking it with tea, you can take your plant material or your tea bag. You can put 1 drop of the essential oil directly on that plant material and the tea bag, and let it sit there for a bit. It's going to emulsify with the salts and the plant material. So that's essential oils will emulsify and bind with salts or fatty material. That's what they're looking for. So if you do that first and then you apply your hot water, you'll see that the essential oils will not sit on top of the water, that it's properly emulsified, and that it's safe to take internally. I've also found that if I add essential oils to milk, that because milk is actually a lot more water than fat, it doesn't always emulsify with the milk. So that isn't always a solution, but it's a better option. Or if you've just taken some oils and you're feeling a little bit of a burn, you can drink some milk, or it kind of sounds gross, but you could just internally take a teaspoon of olive oil or coconut oil or something to assist with that and prevent any harm from happening. Otherwise, you can get burns. You can get chemical burns from taking the oils internally. Also, you can disrupt the gut biome and the healthy bacteria, or actually any of the bacteria in your gut. It will just eradicate any of it over time if you're taking that chronically, or even on one occasion. The bacteria will come back, right? Because that's what it does in the gut. But you don't want to regularly be taking any essential oils internally, even if you're emulsifying them with fat or plant material, because it will still have that effects for the gut biome. So you really want to look at taking essential oils internally um, on acute levels, and making sure you're really regulating the dosage. So if you look at a lot of the supplements that Young Living has, most of them are infused with essential oils. But you're looking at a very small amount of the essential oils in it. And the reason they infuse the nutritional supplements with essential oils is because the essential oils will bind with the larger molecules of the nutrients or plant material in those supplements, and it'll then more easily deliver that to your system and enable it to metabolize 80% faster. So that's a little bit of a different story, because it's working in conjunction with the nutrients in those supplements. So, in that case, that's okay to do that. But depending on the product you're using, you might notice that that you have to acclimate to some of that if there's liquid essential oils in some of the supplements. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But generally, most of the supplements, you'll see that it's in there's powder material, powder. The nutritional supplements are in a powder form in a gel cap with some of the essential oils added in a small amount to that. Most people have no issue with that. And it's working in conjunction with the support of those nutrients and herbs. So yeah, let me know if you have questions about internal usage, but please do not put a drop of oil on top of your water and take that and do that regularly. It's really not a good idea. There's other people that believe otherwise. The company says otherwise, but we are just being a bit more cautious with that. Okay, quick note about kids and essential oils. So under the age of 2, if you're using essential oils, you really want to only be using them in a diffuser, and maybe very acutely with some advanced research and education, you could highly dilute and like, we're looking at 0.5% of essential oil or 1% essential oil dilution ratio to apply topically to infants. Because you don't want to disrupt the skin biome of an infant, and generally it's just unnecessary to do that. But really research that if you're going to do that. And you want to, when we're looking at under the age of 2, the safe essential oils are citruses and florals. Anything else you want to stay away from. And if you're putting oils in a diffuser, you want to use a really low ratio. And like if you're trying to diffuse them in a room with an infant, or you're have the crib next to you, you want to use a low ratio, because under the age of 2, I'm going to see if I can remember, what is the statistic? I think the statistic is the lung capacity for children that age is 3 times that as adults. So that means that they are absorbing more of the oil. So much lower dosage. And even up to the age of being a teenager, I think it's actually 1.5%, or I'm sorry, 1.5 times the lung capacity. At any rate, it's a higher capacity. That's the main point I want to drive home. And if you really care to know that statistic, I have that somewhere in my notes. But even up to teenage years, they still have a higher lung capacity. So if you're just faintly smelling it, they're smelling it more. And beyond just even smelling it, their body is absorbing more, because they're literally taking in more air. So you want to be precautious with that. After the age of 2, you can add in other oils, but what's really toxic for children of the age of 2 are things like eucalyptus, wintergreen, rosemary. So those are the leafy parts of plants, right? Eucalyptus is the leaf, rosemary is the leaf, wintergreen is the leaf. Leafy herbaceous plants you want to steer away from, kids. They're actually really toxic, could even become fatal for infants. So you'll actually see there is child safety locks on 2 of Young Living's oils, Raven Blend and Panaway Blend, because there is wintergreen in that. Young Living's the only company that has cared to put child safety locks on that. So yay, Young Living. But yeah, you want to keep those away. And also a good note that if you have kids, store these away like they are medicine. You don't want your child to suddenly open them and have it spill all over them. If that happens, go get your carrier oil, douse them with it, and keep rubbing and keep rubbing. If someone has taken it internally, that fat that we talked about, drink oil or butter is a fatty substance. Any fatty substance to take internally. Don't apply water. Don't drink water. Remember, hydrophobic, that makes the situation worse. If you have other questions about kids and oils, this isn't to be comprehensive with that. We can do a one-on-one, or maybe I'll do a video specific on that too. Okay, I want to get to virtual office. I know we might take a little bit more time than anticipated, but I want to make sure you know how to change your essential rewards order. Yeah, here it goes. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen. Oops. Stop that for a minute. Get back. Okay, so to get to Virtual Office, you've probably received an email with a link to go to Virtual Office. So if you can't find that, you're just going to type in youngliving.com, and you can see at the bottom here, it says this purple box that says Virtual Office. Just click on that. And way up at the, way up at the top here, you're going to see a sign in. You want to click on that sign in tab. Okay, so you created a username when you enrolled, so you're going to use that username. It looks like you can also use potentially your email address or your member ID number if you have that. So if you're having trouble with any login, let me know. This is my username, and I'm gonna, and then you also created a password. So now your username and password, and you can feel free to follow along with this right now so you can get in there, or come back to this video and do what you need to do. Okay, so this is the dashboard. This is the main page that you'll see when you log in. And first things first, you're going to see this is January. Let me zoom in a bit. January's PV promo. So every month there's a new promo of free products that you can get if you are enrolled in Essential Rewards. And I'm going to show you how to get those free products. Okay, so here's what the free products are. If you are at a minimum 100 PV, and 1 PV is about equivalent to $1. It varies a little bit because of the value they assign to different products, but generally speaking, 1 PV is $1. So if you have a minimum 100 PV Essential Rewards order, you will automatically get free shipping. So that's the benefit to getting at 100 PV month to month. So we recommend, if you can, be at the 100 PV. The minimum to stay on Essential Rewards is 50 PV. Once you get to 190 PV, you will, so this month you earn the free shipping and also 3 other full-size bottles of oil, which is awesome. So it's valued at $87 to almost $88. You get, I'm gonna say this wrong, Mastrante, 5 milliliters. You get orange essential oil, which is 15 milliliters, and you get tea tree, which is 15 milliliters. So if you think about that, you're getting almost $90 worth of products for free if you jump up to a monthly order of 190. So it's totally worth it. And being on Essential Rewards, the first 3 months after you get your starter kit, you're earning 10% back. So let's do the math there. You put in a $190 order, you're getting 10% back. So you're getting $19 back, and you're getting $90 of free products. So, you know, you're getting a lot of benefit there. If you get up to $250 order, PV order, you're getting everything you would have got at 190 plus Manuka 5 milliliter, and then that's all valued at $132. If you go up to 300, let's say with any of this that you're trying to get started with Thieves or Ninja or some supplements, you're testing some things out, or you're swapping out your products, that's a great way to do it. Take a look at what the monthly promos are, see if you like them, see if you want to try them out. Maybe it's something you've needed, and see how you're gonna coordinate your monthly order so you get free stuff that you need and want. and stuff that you can try out, or stuff that you know your friends or family need, and you can give them some samples or give them the full bottle because you know like they really need that, or they really want that. Geranium is at the next tier, added to all the other things. So it's really an awesome thing to get on here. Okay, let me see if I can go back. It's always a little challenging to navigate the buttons with all the Zoom stuff. Okay, let me get back. Okay, so this is the dashboard. I just hit the back button. I want to show you how to change, or maybe you're a new member and you need to actually take the next step. You enrolled in Essential Rewards on the phone, but you didn't confirm it yet or establish it yet. So here's how you do that. See the shopping section here and the monthly order. You're going to click on details, or on the left hand side here, ER monthly order. You can click on either spot to access your Essential Rewards order. And maybe you've already pre-selected it, which you can still even change it. So you're going to see all of the details with your monthly order. Your shipping address, you can change it. Your payment method that you can change. Your processing date, when it's actually scheduled. Now you can change your processing date at any time, as long as you have at least 24 hours notice. Sometimes you can actually change it the morning, the day of. Wouldn't recommend doing that because it might not work if you're trying to. It might be too late. But if your order's set to process tomorrow, and maybe you need to budget things differently or whatever, you can go in today and change the processing date to a later date. Okay, so the way to, now your first time in here, it might look a little bit different. It might tell you you need to take the next steps to sign up. So go ahead and follow the prompts to do that. But if you, and as you follow those prompts, you'll be able to see how you can add an order. Okay, so I'm going to click on change order. And you'll see the whole catalog pops up. Now you can start with clicking in any of this, browse some of the products, but do not hit the back button because it'll take you out of this. You want to see this as its own little cart, and you don't really want to disrupt that. So at the very bottom, this is the order that I've already previously established. I can delete things, I can change the quantity, and if I scroll down, I can see here's my PV subtotal and my cost subtotal. So let's say I want to search for a product. I can go to the product search box here, type in the product name or the product item number. And let's say I want to add the Thieves chest rub. So I'm going to add that. Scroll down to the bottom. We see that it's added in here. My subtotal's changed. So if I want to delete that, go ahead and delete that. And the most important thing is when you have gotten your order to whatever you want it to be, well, first you want to check your PV subtotal. Do you want to get the 190 monthly promo or any of the other promos? You can play around with what you're adding in to see what your subtotal is. And then you'll see, let's actually add a couple things so you can see how the promos are added to the bottom there. Okay, so you can see those 3 promos are added because I'm up to 208 PV, right? So and they show up as no cost there. So I'm going to click Save Monthly Order. That saves it so that you don't have to do anything else. It remembers that on the date it's to be processed, those are the things that are going to automatically be billed, shipped, and processed. If you don't hit the Save Monthly Order, and let's say you leave or you close out the web browser, it will not remember those changes. So you have to hit save. Okay, back to Essential Rewards Summary to go back to this page. Okay. And then you can click back to Dashboard to get to that home page there. The other stuff that you see below here is all going to be kind of business builder stuff. It's tallying the other members that I have on my account, what their orders are, what the stats are for all of that. I'm not going to cover that now though. The other thing is you're going to see the rewards points balance over in the upper left-hand corner here. You're also going to see it, the reward points under balance there. That is the reward points that you're earning if you're on Essential Rewards, that 10% back. After 3 months, you start earning 20% back. In order to use your Essential Rewards points, you cannot use this on your monthly ER order because that's kind of double dipping. You're getting cash back and you can't also use the reward points on the things you're getting cash back for. So you're using the reward points for any kind of separate order that you're making in the month. The way you do that is through the shop tab right on the left-hand side here, or next to monthly orders where you can access that too. Click on shop. Search for your products or explore the products through the online catalog here. You can see I have a couple of products added in here. Proceed with checkout when you're ready to check out. This is going to be, I think, one of the last things I'm following, then we'll conclude here and I'll take a few quick questions. Okay, you need to pick shipping. I'm going to show you how to apply the rewards points. Now, if, actually, now I won't cover that because it might confuse you. Hit the next step. And you see here, how would you like to pay for your order in the Essential Rewards points? There's this little arrow on the right-hand side. You want to click on that. It's going to show you what your rewards points balance is. Then it's going to show you the products you have in your cart. And if they are eligible to be, if the reward points are if the products are eligible for you to apply the reward points to, it will have this little checkbox to the left of it. So you need to have at minimum enough points to cover the full amount of the product you're trying to apply it to. So you need to have enough reward points to apply fully for the amount of the product you're trying to apply it to. So you see I have 70 points. I can actually only apply that to one of these. So if I apply it to the Thiamin, it uses 44.75 points, and that means I only have 25 points left. And because the Illuminize is an additional 34 points, I can't use those points towards that. So you might want to rewind this, play it back if you need to go over that. That confuses people a little bit, but you need to have enough points to apply fully to the product. And then you can use it every once in a while. There's some products that are promotional products or business building products that don't qualify for you to use your points towards. But when you're looking at essential oils or most of the supplements, most of the personal care products, you can apply points to. But there's some products that you'll see don't qualify. So if you see that happening, that's why. Okay, and then if we've applied it, you'll see that the cost changes. And then, yeah, it's now only $44 and you apply your other payment method. Okay, so let's go back. I want to show you something else really quickly. Let's go to dashboard. I'm just hitting the back button. And of course, when you do that shop and you apply the reward points, you want to proceed with fully going through the whole shipping and payment process to make all of that happen. On the left-hand side, you can see the Member Resources tab. We're going to go to that next very quickly. And also, I want you to note the Getting Started tab. Actually, let's do that. So go back, Dashboard. The Getting Started tab is the third tab to the right. This is where you're going to have all kinds of great resources and information that you can start just checking off the box and reading and listening and watching the different videos and the content that they have here to understand all kinds of stuff. So do that at your leisure. That's a great resource. Let's go back to the dashboard. I'm going to click on Member Resources. Here's a lot of resources for you. Rise 90 is something we're doing for people interested in the business. It's a great booklet we're going to do in February to go over a lot of different content. Just explore this. It's a lot of stuff. You can also see, if you go down to the bottom, this product education tab. And see the third line down, product information pages. If you click on this, it will have product information pages on all of the products that we have. These are kind of featured new products. You can click on any of those and it'll tell you more about the product, what it's used for. Then you'll see alphabetically all of the products that we have. So let's just click on one of these, Cinnamon Bark Vitality. It's going to pull up this whole thing, product information. And this is also, it's a great way for you to learn. It's a great way for you to also share any kind of content. I use this for my newsletters, my posts. So just know that that's there. So play around with that. And yeah, let me get out of Virtual Office and speak very quickly about the other things you have available to you. Okay, you might have received any of these booklets. A Doctor's Guide to Essential Rewards, which is exactly what it sounds like. A medical perspective from a doctor on any of the health and wellness benefits of the Young Living products. And he walks you through 12 months of how to use Essential Rewards to get the products that he's recommending for different health needs. And you'll see he had kind of like lists the different products here, and he goes over the science and research of those products too. So you might have received that. If you're interested in it, let me know. I can see if I have any left over. Fearless booklet, which is created by Sarah Harnish. And this helps you to kind of get into using your kit. She challenges you with different daily challenges. There's also a Fearless calendar. If you're interested in that, that's really easy for me to send to you, and you can print out and just challenge yourself to use them, because the next step is use your kit. Use it safely and wisely, and ask us questions when you're confused or not sure. And then the Game Plan Mini, which walks you through Sarah Harnish's our upline, all of the ways that she got into this business and how she's been successful as a Royal Crown Diamond, the highest level in the company, highest earning level. I did not go over the compensation plan because this isn't really business focused, but I will have a separate meeting and video and all of that at some point to share with you. So lastly, additional resources. You have me, the leader of the Oils Wonderland team, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So check me out. I'm regularly uploading weekly or more regularly videos on there, some small snippets of information or up to a full hour class that you can access at any time. I usually do weekly live classes too. Alchemic Oil is our uplines one level above. And I know I'm saying upline, you're probably like, what does that even mean? What are the levels? It's really just kind of like our organizational structure and who is supporting us. Just like I'm supporting you, I have someone that supports me as well. So Alchemic Oil is our sister company led by David Gamble, and they provide a lot of additional resources, meetings, trainings, things like that. GoAbility is Sarah Harnish's team, and she has a lot of resources. She's the one doing these booklets. Yeah, so check out any of that. And that's really the conclusion here. I'm Amy Lauren. If you're interested in anything else, reach out to me at info@amylohr.com. That's AMYLOHR.com. I'm happy to assist you.